It is Lern and Riz and Rafe is here as well. And I'm so happy to introduce everyone to Pointfest. AVATAR's Johannes Eckerström. Welcome to Pointfest.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
This is your first Pointfest, and it's your first Pointfest, too.
It is. I just started working for this station last year, but I was actually at Sonic Temple, where I saw you guys for the first time ever last year in Columbus.
Oh, sweet.
And it was my introduction to you, and you absolutely killed it, and now you're here. So I feel like somehow I manifested you to come to this festival with me.
Good job. We appreciate you.
And I like you wearing the Oxymoron shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Who are also playing the show.
Yeah, and leading up to this show, we've been on the road together for 2 weeks-ish. Now, first time we got to meet them and hang and hear them and all that, and they're great. We love them.
Bands loving bands, man. No, there's no bad vibes back there, man.
Yes, there are.
Oh, there
Between
are?
us, not between us and Oxymorons, but I mean.
Who's bad? Tell us.
No, we're not gonna tell you.
Who's bad?
Who's bad?
What's happening back there?
No, the hair's cool. You know, but I'm just telling you that.
Let's talk.
You will
dirt,
never
man.
know. No, never.
Let's go, man.
Never.
Let's start.
I just
digging.
want you to know that there are things out there in the world that you will never get to find out about.
What?
Not if I hook.
And the fact that I know and you don't gave me an immense sense of feeling
Oh,
powerful.
here's the thing, though.
You're so much taller than us, too, so we
I
already
have my
feel like
way.
Still,
you
I feel
are.
this need to compensate. So
I sometimes, and during interviews, and you guys know this, I like to hook a car battery up to an interviewee's nipples to get really the truth
well,
and give you the juice.
that's my fetish. Try your best.
Do they do that in Sweden? I don't know. Is that a thing
That's
that
a
people
thing.
do?
We do everything in Sweden. It's America that's prude.
It is.
That's
that,
a rite of
hey,
passage out there
You
in
are
Sweden.
preaching to the choir right
Hang
here.
on, Rafe's got a question.
Oh, yeah. Hang on 1 second. Okay.
He wants to know how you like St. Louis so far.
That's where we are?
Yes.
No, my abscess focuses on this little part that's called, it's called something else, where this specific
This
point.
is
Maryland
Maryland
Heights.
Heights.
Exactly. And we're not in Maryland, so it confused me and angered
I
me.
know.
It's
get it.
very confusing.
But we spent time in St. Louis before, and I really enjoyed it.
Rafe's
So
got to
it's
follow
good.
up. Hang on.
Oh, my gosh.
Have you been to our IKEA yet?
I've been to a IKEA in Minnesota. And it was pretty. It was on a long tour as well, so we did lose our shit going buying, elderflower juice and hard bread and stuff.
Oh,
That's
one
good.
more from
Oh
Rafe.
my
You got one
gosh.
more.
God, he's taking over the interview again. This is what he does. You know, he never has a microphone in hand. Takes over.
Did you say you were at the Massachusetts IKEA?
No, Minneapolis,
Oh, Minneapolis.
close to the Mall of America.
Okay. Oh, that one sucks nuts compared to ours.
They all look the same. Where I used to live for a while is out of Gothenburg. We used to have two. One that closed because they built a bigger one.
Yeah.
It would be the first in the world with automated robotic storage system that didn't work. So then
Mm-hmm.
we have two non-open IKEA. It was great.
What would our American audience need to know about Swedish music?
And why do so many metal bands come out of Sweden?
I have a long, serious answer for that. if
Please.
you're
Yeah,
up for
let's
it.
go. Let's go.
I recently went back to in Sweden, since post-World War II, there's this kind of, I think it's hard to find an equivalent for what it would be in an American system, a kind of after-school program thing that all municipalities opened music schools. It's not part of the school and school curriculum, just a place you can go, and get to learn to play an instrument. And that is super subsidized and available to basically everyone.
Right.
The first year you get to borrow an instrument for free, and then second year, if you're sticking with it, you will get to buy things very subsidized. And initially it's just 20 minutes per week with a music teacher, play Mary Had a Little Lamb on a violin or something. But it keeps growing from there. If you're drawn into it, it goes pretty far with musical education, just as a fun after school thing for kids to do.
Right.
Kind of like playing Little League or something, but for music. And that is readily and widely available, which means that a lot of Swedish kids get a taste for it. And I mean, for almost everyone in the band, before knowing each other, because we grew up relatively close to each other, well, in the same town, different parts of it, but went to the same school. So, one of us played the clarinet, one the flute, and one the trombone in these same little kids orchestras playing, horrible renditions of
Little Lamb.
Meet the Flintstones, actually.
Right.
So But there, and then then you start to get into, whatever you get into musically as a teenager, the subcultures, all that. But you kind of already had a head start on doing music together, and also automatically befriend people who are equally into music. So that through those Meet the Flintstones gang when you were 10 years old, kind of leads to then in your teens, suddenly people have grown their hair all the way to here and wear Metallica and Iron Maiden shirts, and you can form bands. So that's a big part of it. Another big part of it, I think, is once a country has had one version or another of a success story, that country get branded like that. It's pure case of prejudice. If you can say, this is a new metal band from Sweden, you feel some kind of confidence and curiosity about it. It's also certain things, this is the new electro duo from France. You I'm probably got, we got the helmets.
Daft Punk.
Thank you. And Air and stuff like that. So we're kind of used to that.
Yeah.
And then so that's a self-feeding system. And do you know what Fagersta is?
No.
Exactly. Do you know who the Hives are?
The Hives, yes.
They're from Fagersta. And every little Fagersta has their own, the Hives in Sweden at this point.
Okay.
So you grow up, representation matters, right? We talk a lot about that, that people, all kinds of people should be in front of a screen and be seen, and that inspires kids to look like that person I can make it too. And Sweden has been very beneficial for lanky, pasty teenage boys to see like, hey, they made it, and that guy's mom works in the post office with my friend's mom, so then we can do this too. So that's availability. And it's a welfare state, which means you can, there's a safety net to have terrible ideas of what you want to do for a living, fail miserably.
And then you're fine.
And find then a different path in life later. So as you can afford to fail. So I think all those things combined.
Well, I was thinking about how I read that In Flames really helped get the first, tour for Avatar launch, and they're from the same area as you guys, right?
Yeah, that's a super cool example because they are, as we are, to make it easy for you guys, we are Gothenburg bands.
Right.
Wrong. We are Lindome Mölndal Kållered band, and they are huge parts from Billdal and Bollebygd, meaning we are you're from around the big city and take the the night buses in to create trouble for the indie pop kids in the center.
But you guys would play kind of the same regions.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, they are the generation above us.
Yeah.
So which means, but again, so to have your idols as a teenager also be people from your, from a general area where you grew up, in a general situation of where you grew up, made it believable that we can do it. Actually, had. I guess for the last album we put out, I had a chance to do an interview together with Anders from the singer of In Flames, and we kind of I got to talk a bit about that because first they were huge for us because we were fans, and the thing of we like brutal music, we like melodic music, put it in a blender, so they were inspiring like that. Then they were generous enough to take us on that Scandinavian tour. It was a huge deal for us at that time.
Show you the ropes.
Yeah, and it's accessible, I guess.
Did they teach you how to tour?
We had done a bit of touring before that, just a little bit, under way more rougher and insane conditions. And more threatening environments. And all this, we did our boot camp before that. They were our third proper tour, but they were within our first year of starting to go on the road.
They're actually going to be here next Wednesday, which is crazy.
We're kind of chasing each other around the country right now.
That's
we're
cool.
gonna actually tomorrow we're gonna be at the same place at the same time finally.
The new album, Dance Devil Dance, you guys collaborated with Lizzie Hale. What is the future of Avatar with collaborations? Because I feel like you guys could really collaborate with anybody.
What's the dream one?
Yeah, what's the dream?
Rob Halford is the dream one.
Yeah.
But that being said, the cool thing with the Lizzie Hale thing is that Lizzie Hale is amazing and did an amazing job. The other cool thing was that it didn't come from hey man, we should do collabs, write something. No, Tim came up with the riffs, sent it to me, and I start doing having vocals ideas for it. And every time we write albums, I listen even more to Simon & Garfunkel than I usually do. And I started to write these harmonizing parts. And it went from keeping Henrik busy while playing bass to actually, we could ask someone else to do this. So it came from the music. The music required a different voice. And then, we quickly deducted that. Turns out there are no girls in Avatar. We're a bit of a sausage party. So immediately started to look in that direction. We played some shows with
I love it.
Hailstorm.
She's amazing.
We get along really well. They're great, and other common friends and stuff. So it's easy to reach out, and Liz is cool in the way that she says yes to things and give it socks always. There's no future set in stone as far as collabs go, simply for I have to write the song first and see what it needs. Music come first.
One more thing from Rafe here.
Oh.
Do you have an avatar tattoo?
Right.
And did you have it before or after you were in the band?
No, during the
question.
band.
During the band.
Yeah.
Good question, Rafe.
Me and Henrik were the first. Then Jonas, Tim has one. John doesn't.
One
he
day.
sucks. No, but
Yeah.
his pain threshold
tie him
is
down
just
and tattoo
his
him
pain
today.
threshold is a carpet. Like it's
I got some bungee cords in my Jeep. Let's
Yeah,
get
we'll
it.
do
Let's
it
do
tonight.
it.
He loved. There was a few years ago in the States was that Milkway commercial where a girl is giving a guy tattoo and write no regrets.
Yeah.
And he laughed. He was in tears for that. So that's his only tattoo. Is we were at Download Festival in UK, and he went and got the no regrets on his foot.
That's
I filmed him. I got it somewhere about how he suffered for that, for those little lines on his foot.
Yeah, that
He's
hurts
not
down
having
there.
any tattoo anytime soon.
I got it.
All right,
So
well,
he's
Johannes.
effectively fired, but
Yeah,
that's
We won't
for
Robbie's
tattoo him
last show
tonight.
today.
Johannes, thank you so much for taking your time with
Well,
us.
thank you.
Avatar playing the main stage tonight. I'm so excited you're playing Pointfest. We'll see you again. I believe you're coming back into town later this year at the Factory, so we're excited to have Avatar
Sounds
so
about
much
right.
in St.
It's
Louis.
gonna be good.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.